Remember the scene when Forrest Gump and Bubba meet Lieutenant Dan in Vietnam? The very first rule Lieutenant Dan said was to take good care of their feet.
2 standing orders in this platoon. 1, take good care of your feet.
It was an ironic foreshadowing that Lieutenant Dan will lose both of his legs in battle. In the scene when young Forrest gets on the bus on his first day of school, some kids don't let him sit next to them.
Can't sit here.
One of the girls with red hair is actually Tom Hanks' daughter, Elizabeth Hanks. In the scene where Forrest Gump and his troops are on a military operation in Vietnam, you can spot the letters on the side of Forrest's helmet that says G and MIF. It actually stands for Gump, no middle initial, Forrest. In the scene when Forrest Gump and his troops are ambushed in the jungle, you can see that the enemies are actually never shown on screen. Many Vietnam veterans say that the scene is one of the most accurate battle scenes in film history, which happened very sudden and the enemies couldn't be seen. In the scene when Forrest Gump learns to play ping pong, one of his fellow soldiers tells him that the trick of the game is to keep his eyes on the ball.
No matter what happens, never, ever take your eye off the ball.
Forrest actually does it literally. Whenever he's shown playing ping pong, he never blinks. In the scene when Forrest Gump gave a speech at the Vietnam rally in Washington, the microphone plug is pulled out and you cannot hear him. According to Tom Hanks, Forrest said, "Sometimes when people go to Vietnam, they go home to their mamas without any legs. Sometimes they don't go home at all. That's a bad thing."
That's all I have to say about that.
In the scene where Forrest Gump pushes Lieutenant Dan on his wheelchair across a traffic jam in New York City, Lieutenant Dan shouts to a taxi driver,
Hey! Are you blind? I'm walking here! Get out!
This is actually a homage to a scene in the 1969 movie Midnight Cowboy.
Hey! I'm walking here! I'm walking here!